So today I'll be presenting about the circulatory system. Let's begin. So what exactly is the circulatory system? The circulatory system, also called the cardiovascular system, is an organ system that permits blood to circulate and transport nutrients, oxygen, carbon dioxide, hormones, and blood cells to and from the cells in the body to provide nourishment and help in fighting diseases, stabilizes temperature and pH. Now onto the parts of the heart. The superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, the right atrium, the tricuspid valve, the right ventricle, the pulmonary valve, the pulmonary artery, the pulmonary vein, the left atrium, the mitral or bicuspid valve, the left ventricle, the aortic valve, and the aorta. Now, let us look further into the blood path through the heart. We first start off with the deoxygenated blood going in through the superior and inferior vena cava into the right atrium. Then, the deoxygenated blood will flow through the tricuspid valve and into the right ventricle. The right ventricle will then proceed to pump the blood through the pulmonary valve and into the pulmonary artery, where it will be sent to the lungs to get oxygenated. After the new oxygenated blood, it will be sent back through the pulmonary vein and into the left atrium. The now oxygenated blood will flow through the mitral or bicuspid valve and into the left ventricle, where it is pumped through the aortic valve and into the aorta. And now it will be sent to the rest of the body. Now we will learn some facts about the heart. The heart is located near the center of your chest, tilted to the left a bit, and is about the size of your clenched fist. It is a hollow structure and composed almost entirely of muscle, cardiac muscle, and it is enclosed in a protective sac called the pericardium. The right and left side of the heart are separated by a wall called the septum. The septum prevents the mixing of the oxygen-rich blood and the oxygen-poor blood. Now we will learn 3 types of blood vessels. The first type of a blood vessel is an artery or arteries. An artery is a blood vessel that takes blood away from the heart to all parts of the body. Most arteries carry oxygenated blood. The 2 exceptions are pulmonary and umbilical arteries, which carry the deoxygenated blood to the organs that oxygenate it. Now onto the structure of the arteries. Arteries have a very thick, strong, elastic walls, and they need to be strong because they have to withstand the strong forces as the heart pumps blood through them. Their elastic walls are able to expand and spring back as the blood surges through. You can feel this happening when you feel your pulse. The second type of blood vessels is the capillaries. The capillaries convey blood between the arterioles and venulus. These microvessels are the site of exchange of many substances with the interstitial fluid surrounding them. Now onto the structure of the capillaries. The capillaries are very tiny. They are just big enough to allow red blood cells to get through them. Capillaries have thin walls made up of only one layer of cells. This means that substances in the blood such as oxygen and sugar can easily get out. The function of capillaries is to supply cells with things they need and take away their waste products. The third and final type of blood vessels are veins. Veins are blood vessels that carry blood towards the heart. Most veins carry deoxygenated blood from the tissues back to the heart. Exceptions are the pulmonary and umbilical veins, both of which carry oxygenated blood to the heart. Now moving on to the vein structure. Veins are similar sized to arteries. However, their walls are much thinner and the space inside of them is larger. Veins do not need thick walls because by the time blood flows into the veins, it has lost most of its force that the heart gave it. They also do not need very elastic walls either because the blood is flowing smoothly rather than in surges. Veins also contain valves, which only lets the blood flow in one way. Now we will learn more about the different types of blood in our body. So the first blood type is called the plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of the blood. It is mostly water, which contains many different substances dissolved in it. For example, sugar is transported around the body dissolved in the blood plasma. The sugar is absorbed through the body in the small intestine and is carried all over the body to the cell that needs to use it. The next type of blood is called the red blood cells. Most of the cells in the blood are called the red blood cells. They are red because they contain a red pigment called hemoglobin. When blood flows through the lungs, oxygen diffuses into it. The oxygen combines with the hemoglobin inside the red blood cells. When the blood flows through the body tissues, the oxygen separates from the hemoglobin. The oxygen diffuses out of the red blood cells and into the tissues. The next type of blood is called the white blood cells. White blood cells help to defend us against the bacteria and viruses that get into the body. The white blood cells produces enzymes that kill and digest the bacterium. Other white blood cells produce special molecules that attach to the bacteria and kill them. These molecules are called antibodies. The last type of blood is called the platelets. Platelets are little fragments of cells. If a blood vessel gets damaged, the platelets help the blood to clot and seal the wound. So that is the topic for circulatory system. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye.